not fucking with you.
All right, we are streaming.
Holy shit, we're already streaming? My God. Hi, everyone. You bunch of palookas.
Hello, Corey. How are you?
Can you put something up in Tim's thing? Put like a picture. Put that bald picture of Stevie Janowski.
Put some bass in my voice.
There it is. Just leave that. Perfect.
Supershow Part 2.
What?
The live stream right now, live now, still says the Hulk Hogan Super Show Part 2.
Give me 30 to 40 seconds. Okay. And I will make
Take
your
you
day.
there. Oh.
I don't know what that is. In fact, even based on your singing, I don't even know what that is.
What's up, Daryl?
Definition of a battle.
Yeah. Definition of a battle. Oh, you. Why don't you guys talk on your microphones, like in case anybody might be watching and they know to fast forward through this.
So how was everybody's night last night? I'm sure everybody watched Raw, right?
Yeah, sure did.
Good God. I'm sure that was a fucking sight to behold on television.
Paid a lot of tributes last night.
Did you watch Raw?
Did they really or not?
They did two. It's the first time I ever remember.
Brickhouse Brown?
No.
Damn it.
It's Christopher and Koloff. But I'm shocked. I never remember him doing doing two memorials in one night, but they didn't do the bells. They just did like a little slide.
I bet if it was
each.
I bet if it was just Volkov, I bet they would have done the 10 bell.
But even with it being
Well,
Lawler's son,
maybe, I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't.
That's
have to. I
kinda-
mean, he was.
I thought they might have done something like that because of it being Jerry Lawler's kid.
Yeah.
No matter what the relationship is.
What'd he die of?
Hung himself.
Bummer.
Yeah.
He was in jail because he got a DUI and evading police. So.
He thought that was the end, huh?
Well,
He had quite a few.
He had depression issues and among other things.
Now,
So.
I don't know. I was gonna make a very tasteless comment.
Now's the time.
Okay, I was.
If you're gonna do it,
Hell, at least Benoit was justified. He was, I mean, when he did it, he was like, "Yeah, shit, there's no other choice here." This guy was just in probably what county for a DUI and evading arrest.
Yeah, but I
Probably
think he
would've
was
got through, right?
I think he is facing some jail time. I think he had 4 or 5 DUIs.
Oh, okay, so he's looking at 2 years.
Hadn't he had
probably.
a bunch, Corey? Maybe more than
Shit,
5.
I think he had more than just
Yeah.
more than just DUI stuff. He had a bunch of shit.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah, it just
Right.
sucks, man.
I
That
was,
dude had some fucking talent.
I was looking at our at the YouTube video that we put up of the Chris Benoit episode we did.
Mm-hmm.
3,500 right now.
Really?
Yeah, 3,500 views.
Doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of talent.
Is the audio low on the stream?
I don't know. I'd have to turn my computer up here.
Turn that bitch up.
Because I'm just not getting very high level. It's low?
It's low.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm cranking stuff up and it's just not doing it.
Oh, yeah. Daryl McCleary says, yes, audio is low. He can hear you, but not us. No. He asked how y'all feel about corny ass Raw. Brock Lesnar was pretty entertaining. That's what Daryl said.
I wouldn't. Oh wow! I just got.
Yeah, but it's not affecting the audio output, which is super annoying.
What'd Brock do last night on Raw, Tim?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I was asking if anybody else did.
Let me check audio here.
The Road Warriors, huh?
Love it.
That's what we're going with.
Hawk and Aminal. He says it looks like they're leaning towards a Heyman babyface turn.
He'll turn heel on.
They're gonna do what they did with
Listener.
Brock and Big Show at whatever Survivor Series that was.
See, now, here's my thing. Just while we're he's doing all of his media appearances for the Cormier fight. ESPN just signed a huge deal with
No.
UFC. So
Yeah.
as
yeah,
he's
there
doing
is
these
value.
interviews, Lesnar's holding the belt. I mean, it gets. I don't know. I thought about it the other night. There might be some value in keeping the belt on him for the press tour.
Let's talk about it right now.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, okay. In that case, you think it gets it on a stage for UFC people?
Just your casual fan that's watching ESPN.
If anything, it
Sports
helps
Center.
overseas.
The thing that the reason I would point away from that though is if he goes out and gets his ass beat and knocked out, and then doesn't matter. You don't think it hurts the
No.
doesn't make
Doesn't
the
hurt
belt look bad?
WWE at all. No.
No.
They're gaining off of anything that Brock does where he's holding that belt. I feel like it's new audiences that they maybe wouldn't have reached. Maybe they would have, but they're definitely
UFC's the
reaching them
one
now.
getting the gain out of all this.
Think so?
Yeah, because then people might buy it. More people from
They're-
WWE will buy to watch him get beat
Their
up.
pay-per-view
fair
their
point.
pay-per-view buys are at an all-time low. They
Who?
UFC.
That's my point.
They had a huge, their July card is usually one of the bigger cards that they have. They try
Are
to
you arguing for me?
He's sorry.
Just
You're helping to make my
just
point.
telling you.
I know. I mean, I understand that UFC's not doing well.
No, but they projected these last few pay-per-views to get around 800,000, 750,000, 700,000.
Yeah, how'd that go?
They got 450,000
around
for a
half.
super fight between your light heavyweight champion and your heavyweight champion.
Who's their star right now?
Conor McGregor, who hasn't fought in 3 years. He's fighting in October.
Who's he fighting?
As of now.
Khabib. Yeah,
That'll
so
be
I mean,
interesting. I like to see Khabib
they're in a
smash.
transition phase right now to where they don't have any stars. They
Is that what you call it?
Because there's younger guys coming up that will hold the belt for a while. There's some younger stars. There's this Darren Till that's a
Darren Till's a beast.
He's a monster. He's from Liverpool. So the one thing they've learned from Conor is the European fans are rabid.
Yeah.
So just like Ricky Hatton in the early 2000s, there's going to be a huge contingent from Liverpool come watch
You guys
him
know
fight.
who Ricky Hatton is?
Nope.
Ricky Hatton was a boxer, and when he would fight, the whole crowd at the MGM or Pick Your Casino would sing Manchester City's fight song because he was
That's
a Man
great.
City soccer fan. But it's Conor has all these Irish people that come in from Ireland to watch him fight. Till's going to be that guy. I think he's going to beat up Woodley pretty bad. And I don't see anyone touching him at 170 because he's so fucking big.
I think UFC needs to be careful about who they put their next stock in. You know
Well,
what I mean?
the problem
they
is
really got to pick it right.
Well, here's the issue. They have set their business model up as the WWF. Dana White copied Vince McMahon's business model. The fighters don't have insurance. They make all these huge amount. The fighters get very little pay. The fighters can't go anywhere else once they're locked into a contract. It's a very employer-rich contract, the way
Right.
these deals are done. So wrestling, you can pick your star, and you can strap a rocket to them and have them win 300 straight matches and sell the merch. You can't predict that in the UFC. You can put
No.
all your money behind whoever's good-looking or whoever's well-spoken or whoever has a personality. But at the end of the day, if the guy doesn't win, it doesn't matter.
We're just going to have to roll with it because I can't. I have adjusted everything I know to adjust, and the audio is not going up.
Well, I've sent you the description for the last Hogan show, so
All right,
if
yeah.
you're watching right now, Hogan will be up today, so you can listen if you haven't already
Yeah.
watched it. Although you didn't get to hear us play all of Name That Tune last week. It cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll probably do the same
It
today.
kept us from getting sued when Jono walked in here and had a conversation about whatever the fuck he had a conversation about. I didn't record it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, thank God.
All right, I'm ready to go when you are.
Rocket.
Roll with that beautiful bean.
The following podcast is scheduled for one fall, and there will be no disqualifications. Making their way to the ring from lineupmedia.fm at a combined weight of 849 pounds, the Three Horsemen.
Oh, we are back in the studio. The Three Horsemen: Alex, T.O., Eric, Corey. That's 4. We're back, and we got cut off last week. We were just talking about it before we went on air. Not everybody got to hear Name That Tune. That show's going to be up today. You'll hear all of Name That Tune. I can't remember who won.
I'll give you a hint,
have
it
to
wasn't
listen to
me.
find
It was
out.
close.
You'll just have to listen to find out, I guess. It's a shame. T.O., hit those magic lights by you.
Hit the music.
Oh, now we're talking. Oh, we're in the super dark
Yeah, I
now.
was
What
gonna
happened
say,
to our big
There's no spotlight in here.
I like it like this.
in our studio?
It was right here.
We have a bright light, keeps us lighted, right? Now we don't have it. What's wrong with you guys today?
What are we talking about today?
Not much.
To 11.
What's going on, guys?
We're gonna get there. Fuck, man. Can't just.
forgot.
It's in the damn description of the show.
So you want to touch on the Lesnar
We
belt
got a bunch of stuff to
situation?
touch on first. If you want to talk about the belt, because I know you want to talk UFC. Are
I
you a
don't.
UFC fan or not?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, okay.
But I'm curious if you guys think there's real value to it or not.
Can't hurt.
The TO raised the point that the UFC or the WWE. Who do you think it helps more?
I don't know who it helps. It might not help anyone. The UFC might say, no, we don't want this. Because they got a huge ton of backlash from their fans about Lesnar coming into the ring and the over dramatic bullshit. So, do you take a chance on alienating more friends by having Lesnar do a press tour with carrying the championship belt?
I don't think when it comes to UFC, anybody's worried about their friends.
Would the UFC allow it? Because they're working friendly. There's a friendly relationship between the two companies. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you think so?
100%. For McMahon to allow Lesnar to appear at the pay-per-view in their ring or in the octagon, that would have never happened before. There's rumors that Cormier is going to show up at SummerSlam because he's a huge wrestling fan.
Oh my god!
That's my point, though. Like, what's your what's your
Cross-promotions
take on
work.
that?
Who's this motherfucker?
There it
Is probably what most people will say.
Yeah, he'll probably get jumped by security guards because there's going to be
They jumped Gronkowski.
a fat out. He looks like he's out of shape. Doesn't look athletic at all.
He's
Fat, out
they're
of
gonna-
shape, inner city sweat hog. Is that
Yes.
what we're talking?
Kansas City sweat hog.
They're gonna think that he's trying to get into the ring and do some harm to the wrestlers.
It's quite the conundrum there, and I guess I know that WWE is not getting any popularity thanks to the UFC. I mean, that's not going to happen.
Well,
The only people that are gaining are the UFC.
You could say Rousey's their biggest star right now.
Yeah, because she's in the WWE ring. She can't go back to the UFC. If she went back to the UFC, she'd be their #1 star.
She'd probably draw more pay-per-views than anyone
For
right now.
fucking sure. People want to see her get knocked out.
Yeah, for one show, she would draw more
Yeah.
pay-per-view until they put her in there with somebody that beats her ass, and then she's back to nothing.
She couldn't fight anymore anyway.
No.
She just, the mentality's gone. It's like when Tyson got beat, it just fucking, he came back and he was all right, but
It
was,
shook her to her core.
the shock and awe was gone. The fear is gone from the person that they're fighting.
They memed her face out so hard when she got kicked by Holly Holmes. Like that was, yeah.
I think it's stupid. I think she's fucking great. She should stop smiling though.
Yep, agreed.
She's very talented. She did some, and this is what I was saying. The why people were shitting on, saying she wasn't gonna look good in the ring and wasn't going to pick it up. She is an athlete, but all judo is throws
Yeah.
and trips and stuff. So she's in there doing different types of things that look like suplexes that's second nature to her. So she's doing throws on girls that people have never seen before that are getting huge pops. She did, I think it was Alicia Fox last night. She did some type of leg sweep into like but it looked like a suplex, but it's a throw.
They put her in the ring with Alicia Fox. Huh?
Alicia Fox was in with Natalia.
For those of our listeners who don't know who Alicia Fox is, she is a model that got into wrestling.
And there was a rumor she's dating Larry Zbyszko. I don't know if that's true or not, but that was out there.
Definitely not true, considering her boyfriend got in trouble for getting into it with, or no, she got into it with Rousey's husband at WrestleMania.
She did.
That's why she went on her fucking hiatus. Well, Larry Zbyszko was nowhere to be found.
I wouldn't have been either if Travis Brown, all 6'8" of him, was standing over in the corner.
Zbyszko could take him.
Of course he could. Not disputing that, Corey.
Zbyszko beat he beat a lot of guys. He fucking took Bruno to the mat, man. Come on. Nobody cares.
Who?
Anyway.
So
what we
else?
had 3 deaths over the weekend in old school pro wrestling?
4, counting the one we had never heard of.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. But Nikolai Volkov, Brian Christopher, and Brickhouse Brown. You've never heard of Brickhouse Brown?
Yeah, he was the African-American wrestler in what territory? Somewhere down south.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it?
I'm glad you at least memorized my text messages.
I mean, you're not wrong, T.O.
So Brian Christopher, according to reports, hung himself in his jail cell in Memphis. Is that right?
Yeah, and then was brain dead when they tried getting him.
The thing is
they got him.
he's not in prison. He's in jail.
Yeah.
He's in just like a little county jail. And he had been pulled over, wouldn't pull over, and I guess he got to the front of his house. He had an open beer can, and they drug him out. And I don't know the whole. I can't speak to the story. I've read enough, but man, that I don't like that one because I thought he had a shit ton of talent. Do you remember when we were at Raw, and he came out and did the segment with Jerry Lawler when we were sitting in the box? Your little nephew, or not nephew, but what would be your cousin now? What would he be, your brother-in-law?
Yeah, him.
You don't remember that. He came out all out of breath, did the segment with Lawler. He had bleach blonde hair.
Remember him having the blonde hair, but I don't remember the segment with Lawler.
He was, he told him he was a terrible dad.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Now being there and seeing that, just, ugh. I'm not a big fan of this one. You guys have any Grandmaster Sexay?
They were
memories?
over for a while. I mean, they
fucking
were
super over.
Yeah.
Him and his dad didn't get along at all, huh?
They can say that, but I'm assuming Jerry Lawler had enough pull
Yeah. The story goes he didn't want anybody to know he had a kid.
in the mid-'90s that if he didn't want him there, he wouldn't have been there. And I'm sure Lawler called in favors in the territory days, or, I mean, I'm sure.
Christopher could work.
Yeah.
He came in as a light heavyweight. That went over like a, something
Lead
going
balloon.
really bad over. Yeah, there you go, lead balloon, like a Led Zeppelin. And it did not work out. But once they threw him in with Scotty Taylor, dude, they were fucking.
Really?
They did the worm. He did the worm in the ring.
Oh, yeah, that's
Scotty
right.
Too Hottie did that shit.
Yeah.
And Scotty Taylor can still work. In fact, I think he does still work. But they had Rikishi with them. They were as popular at a big time in wrestling. I mean, maybe the end of the Attitude Era, but still.
Were they that over before Rikishi came in, though?
Yeah,
Because he was doing the worm, remember? And the kids loved that.
No, I mean,
everybody loved it.
It was a legitimate question because I don't recall exactly.
They had started out. They'd do a lot of gay stuff where one of them would get hit in the ring. I saw them in St. Louis. This is like '98. They were just getting going, and Brian Christopher would go over and hug him. It was the old Midnight Express shit. Is what they'd do. Everybody'd call him gay, and I mean they just played it for as little guys as they were. Man, they owned the crowd when they were in the ring. I mean, to me, that's a good wrestler.
It's important for sure.
Well, Jesus. Especially at that time. But, I mean, I know the crowd went crazy for everything, but they were fucking over. And I'm sure made some money. But the other one was Nikolai Volkov.
So
Yeah.
with Volkov,
Jesus.
where do you
Tough crowd today.
No, but I mean, like, was there not a point in time that he and Sheik were the two biggest heels going?
Real simple. He was in the cartoon. That's money. Made a good amount of money. He was Croatian, hated Russians. Played a
one.
Russian.
Played one, though.
I mean, every time that national anthem came out, man, he was up there fucking saying some gibberish.
What would you compare it to on the grand scale of that? Like on other wrestlers' deaths?
His?
Yep. Just to put it in someone else's, like for people that are newer fans or, in the hierarchy of wrestling circles.
Depends, man. He had big runs in Mid-South. He had a run with San Martino back in the 70s. He was one of the Mongols. I mean, it's not like his career was just some 5-year rock and wrestling horse shit. He did that thing where he tagged with Sergeant Slaughter at the end.
I mean, there's some longevity to the guy's career.
Oh, Jesus. For sure. He was a fucking brute. He was a big dude.
That's the one thing I remember is that, I mean, even as a kid watching him, like, you could tell, like, that he worked really stiff. I mean,
absolutely.
made it believable.
He was good. It's a shame. 70 years old, and a lot of stories he had just told everybody about this workout he was on. It's a shame.
70.
I was a fan. Yeah.
Was he unexpected? Pretty much. I mean, pretty healthy, no sickness or anything.
Well,
Totally
he
healthy.
he had just had a hospital stay from what I remember, but like he had been out for a few days. But what was the cause of death? Do you guys know?
Heart attack is what I read.
Was it?
Just one and done.
They can sneak right up on you.
Pretty much.
Take your ibuprofen.
Especially
your
at age
low
70.
Dose Tylenol.
Your what?
Your low dose Tylenol or whatever it is, 81
Fucking
milligrams.
A.
Yeah.
Drink some red wine.
Take that shit.
Isn't red wine supposed to be good for the heart?
I don't know. You're telling a story.
You're the one that.
Fuck.
You're the expert.
Check your blood sugar and check it often.
Why don't you guys look down since you're not fucking talking, you pricks? Anyway.
Excuse me.
Okay.
All right now.
Now that we've done our in memoriam.
Now
due
that we ready.
diligence, let's talk about the Road Warriors, my favorite tag team of all time. In fact, I wore my
Here it comes.
Warface T-shirt today.
Oh, nice.
You can barely see it, but you can get Road Warriors T-shirts. You can get anybody's T-shirts on Pro Wrestling Tees. Obviously, my favorite tag team of all time. Good thing Alex brought his NWA World Tag Team Championship belts that you can see. Oh, it's shining like a motherfucker.
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
It looks really good without the lights on in here. Shining like a bastard.
no, it's not.
Where'd you get that bad boy at?
This came from a guy I was talking with on Facebook, and short.
Did he start your conversation with boxers or briefs?
Yes.
ASL, age, sex, location,
No.
chat room days.
No.
Never mind.
These are TO's AIM stories, not yours.
Yeah. Short version, I had a couple belts that he traded for this one, and the reason I did a 2-for-1 trade is because this is an actual Milliken belt. So
Your first one, right?
first Milliken. Yep.
Dave Milliken, if you don't know.
Belt maker of the stars,
That's
so
right.
to speak.
That's right. That's right. Road Warriors held those from October 88 to April 89 when they lost on my birthday. We'll get to that. Oh, 7th birthday.
Lost them on your birthday.
All they've done is let you down.
He's their favorite TO now. Come on. No, they're
the
regarded.
truth.
They're regarded by many to be the greatest tag team.
That's
you know
because
what I mean?
they are the greatest tag team of all time. It's not a fucking debate. There's not a debate to be had.
I think there is. I mean, if you look at what.
All right.
You'll forget about Harlem Heat now.
There it is.
T.O.'s going to tell us about the history of demolition soon.
Well, I think demolition. I mean, that's where the Road Warriors got their idea, right?
Oh,
I
hate when you do that. Love
They
when-
were in WWF.
Oh, they're copycats, is what he's saying.
So you're telling me that the Legion of Doom and the Road Warriors painted their face before Axe and Smash?
I think so.
Even Crush.
from what I've read.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Carry on.
What are your guys, before we get going, impressions of the Road Warriors? I mean, aside from, obviously the debate will come to fruition eventually here.
What I remember when I was a kid is just how real it looked when they did stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't when they would have their squash matches on Saturday mornings against enhancement talent. Like the clotheslines and the power slams, like the press slams that they would do. What was their finisher? The Doomsday Device.
Doomsday Device, yeah.
I mean, it looked like they were killing people.
Very much so.
They were very believable. They looked the part. They talked the part. Like Hawk's voice. I mean, like there's just so much to it. But I don't know. I was always a fan.
I loved watching their promos, you know what I mean? You'd have these two just jacked ass dudes, like jacked in face paint, and the one guy's got like a cul-de-sac shaved into his head, and the other dude's got a mohawk, you know what I mean? Like these dudes are not, you know what I'm saying though? Like, it's fucking right dead in the middle, all of it's gone. Anyways, they're not. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep going.
I was just gonna say that like these two dudes were they wore the part like you just said, and they were believable when they beat people. It was like just super believable. You know, they were big jacked ass guys, and I mean everybody loved them. You know what I mean? If you who hated them? Who? Nobody.
The people
Nobody
they were
did.
wrestling hated.
Nobody hated them. Non-American. Yeah, you don't like apple pie or the Road Warriors, bud? Get out of my country.
Goddamn right.
If they're not on your
top three.
Well, if they're not on your Mount Rushmore, I'd say there's something wrong. Mount Rushmore of tag teams, I think there's...
Dude, football pads with spikes is all I'm going to say. Football pads with spikes. That's it. Who else did that? That shit was cool.
I couldn't agree more.
You know what I mean? Sitting on the living room floor as a kid, just like staring up at the TV. These dudes, these big jacked ass dudes with face paint had football pads with big spikes on them. You know what I mean? Like, that was just...
And some of their best matches that I've seen, whenever they had their stints over in Japan, and it just... I don't know. It's a different scenario because, you it seems like the crowd is more into it, but like I just watched...
They just gasp. They don't even cheer. They just like...
Yeah, well, and it would be moves where you could tell it was semi-botched, but they were just like... they were still into it.
I think they meant to do what they were doing. I don't think
Probably.
they were making mistakes on that.
Well, no, I mean, like, so whoever they were wrestling, like one of the Japanese guys, they would, like, take their move in an...
What was that?
Oh.
It was something.
Anyway, they would take their move and just screw it up, basically. Like the match I watched yesterday, it was a NWA International Tag Team match, which
IWGP.
No, it was not IWGP belt. It was NWA International Tag Team Championship. Tenryu and somebody else. But anyway, whoever Tenryu was tagging with, it was just supposed to be like a backdrop, but it was supposed to be countered into a knee lift, but he just like backed up before he could even, the knee would hit him, and it was, you could easily tell it was like 6 inches from Animal's knee hitting him in the head, but the crowd's still like, and it was, I don't know.
No,
you gotta watch it.
I'm right there with you, and I'm trying to think of who Tenryu tagged with over there. I mean, anybody they'd get together with, but they would just, obviously beat the shit out of each other, and there's no selling in Japan, but they sure sold for those fucking guys. But, the Road Warriors sold, and that's one of the things we'll get into is how everybody hates the Road Warriors because they didn't sell, which is horse shit. But let's start in the beginning. They were Minnesota kids, came out of Minnesota.
Was one from Chicago? Not to interrupt, but like I remember watching their DVD that WWF did, and I swear, because I actually watched it with you because we got so hammered at the lake one day.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only ones that stayed in that night, and we watched that DVD.
Years ago.
Yeah. So I could have sworn, my memory is bad, but I thought it said on there they were friends, but they went to rival high schools. Is that not true? And then I want to say they were from northern Chicago or either Northern Illinois or from Chicago.
They were billed from Chicago, Wikipedia says.
Well, of course they're built
from Chicago, but I'm wanting to say that it was a suburb of Chicago. Is how I remember.
Animal is the one that, is obviously left to tell the stories because Hegstrand's no longer alive, but he was born in Philly. The way I understand it is his dad was maybe an iron worker, some type of engineer maybe?
Merrick.
But I don't know. Engineers would probably have more
That
money.
would make sense with Animal these days.
Which we'll also get to eventually.
Bring back the steel mills.
But they ended up being both living in Minnesota. Hawk was 2-3 years older than him.
Yep.
But they ended up going to I know Animals from Philly had a year or two in Chicago and then moved to Minnesota because that's where he played high school football and everything else.
Maybe it was in Minnesota. Maybe they played against each other there. But
Hegstrand definitely didn't play football.
See, I'm going to say that they made it like that they went to rival high schools and they, when they started lifting together, they knew each other from sport.
Well, Animal tells the story that all the football teams, this team's 10-0. Hawks high school team is 0-10, but Hawks undefeated in the stands because he'd fight everybody.
So
fucking fighter.
Maybe maybe they went to rival high schools and that's how they knew each other. But I thought that was kind of how it was portrayed. Could be wrong.
They met working at Grandma B's as bouncers, just beating the shit out of people. Where that Rude,
and that was the bar for the wrestlers.
Yeah, Rude, Darso, Scotty Norton, John Nord, the Berserker. You name it. Those guys were. If you see the lineage coming out of fucking Minnesota, it's
really?
Kurt Hennig's up there.
I love me some Mr. Perfect.
Oh, exactly.
Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he lived there, absolutely. But these guys go, they meet Eddie Sharkey, and they go to his camp, and they start wrestling, and they tell the horror stories of how tough it was, and basically they were wrestling in a boxing ring, which is not a good idea. This boxing ring has no give. But these guys get picked. Animal starts. He goes to North Carolina. He's working as the Animal. If anybody's ever seen the picture of him in, cut off jean shorts.
Oh, yeah.
And they just put up some old Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling where they have him wrestling. I know I saw a match between him and Briscoe. And the other one, you know what? Might have been against Brickhouse Brown. Not fucking kidding now that I just thought of that. But he goes back. He says he's not making any money. He goes back to Minnesota to keep working out. And Ole Anderson comes looking for guys and wants the two guys that look alike because Hegstrand says to him, "You don't look so fucking tough to me." So, which is mind-boggling if you knew who Ole Anderson, also a Minnesota guy. But they head down to Georgia and become the Road Warriors. Now, it's based off, has anybody ever seen The Road Warrior or Mad Max? That's the picture.
It's a rough one.
What a fucking look, huh?
Jesus.
That's what you get saddled with. Gay biker.
Yeah, he looks like he's out of the YMCA.
For sure. For sure.
The Village People, excuse me. Sorry, either way.
Now, what's the earliest footage everybody's seen of these two?
I couldn't tell you the earliest footage. I just remember him kicking ass in the living room, man.
I remember them, I believe it was Georgia Championship Wrestling, when they won the national tag team belts. I forgot who they won it off of. That, I think, is the earliest. But
originally they didn't beat anybody for him. Ole Anderson just put him on him.
Really?
Matt Bourne got caught being Matt Bourne, so he and Arn Anderson, they had the titles taken off of them, and they put them on these two because they look like fucking brick shithouses. For that time in '83, those guys were power lifters, which, whatever the gas does for you. These two were fucking gigantic, especially for that time. And I think Hawks maybe 6'2", 6'3". I met Animal. Animal looked every bit of 6'1", 6'2". But he was just a fucking mound of muscle, and then Hawk was just cut. But these two came in leather chaps, leather jackets, which is apparently Animal's idea. And after a few weeks, they were looking for something different. So when you talk about the mohawk and everything, so it was Hawk's idea for Animal to have the single mohawk.
Right.
And then Hawk have the double mohawk, so if they ran their heads together.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, and credit goes to, from what they say, Bill Watts, who said, have him fucking put face paint on.
I never underestimate a wrestler in face paint.
Well, that's the
I
thing.
fucking love me some face paint. On a
I've never
wrestler.
seen Mad Max or The Road Warrior or any of those
Really?
movies. Yeah. But I have seen clips. You know how you see
Yeah.
clips of Thunderdome and all that
Oh, yeah.
shit where the guys have like a half pad or a half shoulder pad with a spike coming out of it, and some of them have that
Yeah.
Indian look of face paint. But again, I've never seen those movies. Have you guys?
Yeah,
No, I
a long
haven't.
time ago. I saw Thunderdome for sure.
See, that's with Tina Turner, right?
Yep.
See? Oh my shit! Don't even have to see it. I know it. It's like my wrestling music. Which I'm also good at. But that
Burn.
paint develops over time, and they had won the belts. They dropped them one time to Buzz and Brett Sawyer. Another time, Ron Garvin and Oates. But I think that might have been their last reign. But I know they had another one where. But they would. This is the first tag team. They would go around to territories. You didn't often have a tag team that went like they would send them to Mid-South, and then they'd send them to Southwest, and they'd get to see them, and they'd wrestle guys from the AW. This was more on their way out of Georgia, but they were the first team that was like an attraction. Like, we got to see these fuckers in person. Why? Because they got on the magazines. And I have bought several of these magazines from 83, 84, and these guys look like something from the fucking future. And that's why I think that's why they were so big.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, because for the most part, you had at the time either Race or Flair that would do the, traveling the territories because they were the NWA champion. But then aside from that, maybe you could throw Dusty Rhodes in there. You could throw Andre the Giant. But for the most part, everyone stayed within their territories at the time. But then like you said, you had the Road Warriors that would go from territory to territory, and they would be super over. And they were
Cheered.
Yeah, and like you said, they were the first tag team that did that.
And it was just because of what they looked like.
Yeah.
They cheated. They did all the nasty shit, but they never ran.
Right.
Ever run. And heels always run. Chicken shit heels run. They never ran. I can't say that because, Race didn't run, but he would get out of the ring. I mean, obviously the Road Warriors would do it a couple times, but they just they were so different looking. And I still don't know anybody that's ever looked like those two did. There isn't anybody.
Well,
At least not just fucking geeked up,
there won't be anymore with all the testing.
which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Eric,
entertainment.
I mean,
yeah, Eric and I had that conversation. I don't know, was it like a couple weeks ago about
Right.
just
Should you let them just go ahead and
how many movie
Juice
stars
up.
are on steroids?
exactly.
All of them?
that was the
Steroids
thing. Entertainment. Yeah.
Or growth or TRT?
You guys know any difference between like what HGH and all that shit? I mean, I know the names, but I don't know what each one does for you.
One
I
of
know.
them's like a testosterone replacement. I
That's
believe
TRT.
That's TRT.
Okay.
The human growth hormone
Is HG.
elevates all, different levels. And then you have your steroids. But they're all performance enhancing. They stop you from aging. They help you recover. Tom Cruise is on some form of that because he does all of his own stunts. Guys in their 50s can't do the shit that they do.
Fuck, Rogan's on HGH.
Yeah, for sure.
But,
He'll
well, he
tell you.
admits it.
Yeah, he'll
I
tell
mean,
you.
he's not saying he's not. All these guys are. It gives their career longevity because it keeps them looking younger, keeps their bodies in shape. You think Bradley Cooper and Ryan Reynolds
Right.
and
The Rock for that matter.
I mean all these guys.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I mean, there's your obvious action heroes
Right.
that do it. That's no brainers. But then you look at your super lean guys that are just shredded up and lean. You're not built like that in your 40s. How many 40-year-olds do you know that you see at the gym working out that look like that?
Statham.
None.
None that I know.
Exactly, because they're all on shit. So my thing is, they're wrestlers. This is not a sport. It's not the 80s. People know kayfabe's dead.
Yeah, I think it's just killed so many people.
That's not what killed people. The steroids did not kill them. HGH did not kill them. Testosterone did not kill them.
Mixing
it was
it with other
everything
things kill
else
you.
they were doing.
Well, the mix.
It's the mix. You don't see when the UFC guys were all doing this shit, they weren't dying.
Now you say that bodybuilder just fucking dropped dead.
Yeah, he had coke. He had other shit in the system.
Did he really?
Yes. So if you're doing your strenuous drug testing, I don't know why these guys can't do it. I mean, steroids are illegal at that point, yeah. But HGH isn't if you get it recommended by a doctor.
Yeah, you can get that shit from a doctor, and because there's medical
TRT, yeah. I
reasons
mean,
you
it's,
need it.
it's
You know what I mean? Low T, low testosterone, you can get that stuff prescribed to you.
I mean, how many baseball players were going out killing people in the 90s?
None that I know of.
It's not steroids.
None that I know.
Well,
No, I mean, but you
not
say
every
that
crime solved.
the wrestlers were killing people and dying and this and that.
I'm with you.
It was not the steroids. It was the concoction of shit they were taking.
You mean taking somas and
Drinking and then fucking
Then doing coke.
antidepressants and then coke and then uppers and downers and
taking something to have you sleep on a plane
That's
and then
good for your
doing coke before you
then
go out.
putting housies into each other's stuff. I mean, that's what it was. And I mean, I feel like steroids and HGH and TRT get a bad rap because of all that.
We talked about this during Benoit's thing.
Yeah,
Those
I
guys-
do
That's
it.
because everybody came out and it was roid rage.
Those guys took that fucking not Rooflin. What are you putting it?
Halcyons or
No, not
halcyons.
halcyon tablets, which will fucking end your night pretty quick too. But that other shit that it would help them sleep. It's like help you sleep. That's what you put into fucking like drug a girl.
Makes you racist too, Ambien.
Apparently,
Does it really?
Yeah.
that's what
I did
Roseanne
not know
said.
that.
Side effect.
Oh yeah,
Racism.
okay, I remember.
But you also
I get
talk.
the joke.
But going a step further, an old wives' tale is Hawk was taking monkey hormones. Can you fucking believe that? STO falls out of
STO
the
almost fell out the
studio. No, man, these guys were taking some shit. You really have got to do yourself a favor and look up Georgia stuff. It is all over YouTube. What they do to these poor fuckers that were just enhancement talent and just like jobber guys.
Oh yeah.
It's not even, but they're not even, I'm sure they told them just go in and fucking kill these guys.
Right.
They couldn't, I mean, you watch Hawk press slam a guy, just drops guys on their head.
He didn't give a fuck.
No, he didn't give a fuck about anything. Because, well, the problem is,
Just stand back and watch him fall 15
this is
feet
the
to
other
the
thing.
ground.
If you walk into the back, like you're just a guy that wants to be on TV, you're wrestling for $5, $10 on TV, hopefully. I mean, if you got paid, and you walk in and you see, I got the Road Warriors.
Oh fuck.
I would have grabbed my bag and fucking walked out of the back of that. And I'm sure that happened on more than one occasion. There's more than one time you see him wrestling a masked guy, and that was the easiest way to do it. Put a mask on this guy, send him the fuck out there. Fuck that.
Well, yeah, that's why Eric was like, "Who doesn't like the Road Warriors?" That's why I said 3/4 of the guys they
Jobber
worked
guys,
with.
The opponents,
Jobber
yeah.
guys from 1983. They fucking hate them.
Oh, I bet, man.
Some horror stories. No, but these guys, dude, they made their mark, and they made it quick. And they obviously held the belts down there. I mean, you couldn't have anybody that could actually beat them and have it be realistic. But they took on the Briscoes, the Sheep Herders, obviously Brett and Buzz Sawyer. I've seen a match with Buzz Sawyer and Wahoo McDaniel that they wrestled in Mid-Atlantic. But they were big.
Freebirds too, right? Fabulous Freebirds.
Freebirds came in AWA.
That was later on.
Oh, you're just Georgia's what you're strictly
But
talking
another point they always made is people wanted to be part of a gang, and they saw the Road Warriors as a gang, as like guys that were like, yeah, we can be on their side because they just beat the shit out of people, and that's fun to watch.
I'm not sure if I'm just making this up, but did they work a tag match with like Bundy and somebody else? Was that
Blackwell, but they also worked against Bundy and maybe Bundy and Hanson down in Georgia, but I know Bundy and Rude in Memphis.
But Bundy was in Georgia at that time.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
A ton. They ran angles with him down there. They ran angles with, oh, God. Now I'm going to forget these guys. I mean, they ran angles with Ole Anderson. They ran angles with Hanson. And obviously they were all over the magazines, so people just kept seeing it. They just kept seeing them beat the shit out of people. I know the one I have is the NWA's plan to ban the Road Warriors, and they just ran shit that made them seem bigger than life. By the time they get to the AWA, I mean, they put the titles on them immediately. I don't even think they would work some shots, but they're immediately World Tag Team Champions. And the AWA had just lost Hogan 8 months before that. Mm-hmm. So this was their fill. Like, look, we got the Road Warriors. And they're going home to work at home. And they got buddies in the crowd now. And Do you guys know the Fabulous One story?
I do not.
No, I'd love to hear it though.
Vern tells them they're going to lose to the Fabulous Ones in the ring, lose the belts, and they get in the ring. I guess Ellering said, not going to happen. You guys aren't doing it. Oh, okay, let's not skip over that. We'll come back. You know, Ellering was their legit manager.
Mm-hmm.
Not manager like TV. Like, he booked their
Their
flights.
talent manager and everything.
He was like their agent.
So he did what
type.
Cornette did for the Express.
For the most part, yeah.
Hotel rooms.
But he did it first.
Travel.
Ellering did it first.
He did.
Yes. Like Demolition came before the Road Warriors. Ellering did it first.
Well, Mr. Fuji did it for them first.
Mr. Fuji, huh?
Fuji.
Okay, so wait. So this Fabulous One.
Fuji. Silence.
The Fabulous One story. You say we're saving that?
Oh, we'll come back to it, but I mean, we haven't
Okay.
given Ellering any credit for getting these guys
Okay.
over at all. I mean, I don't think anybody had a working manager back in the fucking 80s. I mean, Heenan tells the story of the missing link. Says, "Yeah, I need you to carry my bags and get my flight and everything." And Heenan says, "Why?" He goes, "My gimmick is I don't talk." And Heenan says, "Oh, don't worry, they don't know who you are. Just go up and go get your shit." Fucking great.
I said, I'm not fucking doing that.
No. But this is when AWA is when they start coming out to Iron Man. I mean, they're Animal and Hawk. They add a little more. They've started having these like spiked bracelets, and they had the spiked armbands, and they were definitely different looking. And the AWA had never seen anything like that. But they were getting over. Have you guys seen any AWA stuff?
I have seen
Some of it.
I think I've seen maybe 2 matches, and one of them was like their last one on the way out. They wrestled like Michael Hayes and somebody else.
Yeah, the Freebirds.
Well, no, Hayes wasn't working he was working with somebody else. I got to look it up real quick.
Well, the one's Hayes and Gordy at Comiskey Park. The other one is the steel cage match between him and Garvin. It's Hayes and Garvin at Wrestle Rock in '86.
Maybe it was Freebirds. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good match. All good matches. But they had the Fabulous Ones up there. They worked with a bunch of people. This is when they got gigantic. This is during Rock and Wrestling. I don't know that there's much else to say about that if you guys haven't seen their shit.
Who do you think they originally appealed to?
I don't know who they wouldn't appeal to.
Right, that's a
I
great.
saw them at age 3, and I'm like, these guys are fucking awesome.
Can remember.
But was there, I mean, because they were more or less heels.
Yeah, I'd say they appealed. Their main appeal was 18 to 23.
Okay.
Or 50,
I was just curious
14
about
to
that.
23.
Because the face paint, kids love that gimmick no matter what usually.
Yeah.
See, here's how I look at it. They were I know the Horsemen kind of get like the credit as like the first cool heels, but I think the Road Warriors beat them to it. That's just my opinion.
For sure.
But
For sure. And they were, I mean, they weren't great in the ring. They did their shit. And like Cornette says, if you worked with them, you fucking got over. You got them over.
And you felt it.
I can imagine.
but you made money.
Yeah, you made a fucking ton of money wrestling those guys. And they headlined. Nobody else no fucking tag team was headlining.
Yeah, but when you say a ton of money in 1986 for wrestling for a promotion like that, what can you mean? A ton of money like that? We were talking like $5,000
In a night? You're not making $5,000 in a night.
Okay, so
not
yeah,
in the
okay,
AWA.
right? So what are we talking as far as a ton of money goes? I mean, like I mean,
I don't know what pulling $1,000 a night.
that's good, but
I was gonna say,
how many nights a week
they're
are you
probably,
wrestling?
They're probably pushing 6 figures annually at that point.
Oh, I'd say easily.
I'd say easily too. Their
Yeah.
first trip to Japan, they gave them $10,000 to come over.
Yeah.
And you know what they never say? They never say if it was a piece.
That's what I was about to say.
share,
Per
How
night.
much Ellering got out of it, they never talked about it.
Never. But they do talk about Ellering's contract in NWA when he was getting paid more than Tully Blanchard. He wasn't fucking happy about that.
Was he booking, doing anything else?
Nope.
No.
Nope, just part of the act.
Just shoot manager.
Nice.
Isn't that
He had a
interesting?
gig there.
Well, fuck.
Didn't the Express go 3 ways though?
Had to have.
Cornette
Shit,
was.
they say Cornette
yeah.
made more than those guys.
It's crazy.
Well, that was when Cornette was also like doing booking and agent stuff too.
True.
But I mean,
He was a mouthpiece, but I mean, he was good. He knew
Oh,
what he
yeah.
was doing. He's the one that
Definitely.
he's the one that got them over.
Yeah, I agree.
I've had this argument more than one occasion. Like, without him, they're nothing. Literally. Meanwhile, on the other side, without Ellering, I don't know. You'd have to go back in time and watch it and figure out where that goes. But the AWA run, I guess we can gloss over that too. But we did talk about Japan. Their shit, they went over and brought the titles back in '87, I believe, and they were IWGP champions. To think that they held the AWA championship, the NWA championship, and the WWF championship, that's a big fucking deal. Especially to go anywhere you go, and they just make you their tag team champions?
Yeah, they're extremely well known and popular.
Yeah,
everybody loved them.
But AWA and NWA had to commit to them going to Japan, so you'd have 2 weeks of them. You'd have to get all their shit filmed, 2-3 weeks, however many times you want to get them on TV, and they would save their matches till the end of the show. At least from every show I've ever watched, they'd save them, say, all right, well, the Road Warriors are coming up next. Not see that match. Coming up soon. Not see their match. You'd wait, because you had to see the Road Warriors.
Yes, I mean, that's a way to get people to watch your whole
Absolutely.
program. You know what I mean? You put the popular stars at the end, which I mean, everybody does
But
that.
that's like what Corey just said. Like, you didn't have tag teams that main evented up until the Road Warriors.
Right. It wasn't a thing.
No.
What tag teams have since?
DX.
Faction.
I mean, true story. I mean,
It was a faction, though. It wasn't just them.
Well, they had to. The New Age Outlaws then. They would main. Shawn Michaels.
But not on house shows.
Well, I'm talking main event as in, like, you are the last match on the card.
Yeah, okay, that's a little tough.
I mean, they were main eventing as late as 91, 92.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even
have
have the Steiners that would go on as the last match on the card. Now, granted, I mean, NWA, WCW did things weird where they would have their main event like third or fourth to last match at times, which was I still don't understand. But, yeah, I mean, Arn and Tully, I don't recall if they ever main evented. I mean,
No. Lord, no.
So-
He had Flair.
well, I'm talking like cards where like if Flair wasn't around or if he wasn't there or something like that. Like if he was like if it was like a Clash of the Champions and he wasn't like wrestling, but he was just there to do a promo or an interview or something like that.
Well, the other thing, since you bring that up, the other thing is that the Road Warriors, they would put them in any match they could get them in, which is why they had the Skywalk. They named a fucking event after them.
Right.
After their match. They had War Games, and the Road Warriors are involved. And this is when Crockett's printing money. This is before they started buying planes and buying offices in Texas and fucking everything up and ruining wrestling for about a good 10 years. 5 years. But these guys were still the big dogs. I mean, they had merchandise. They had T-shirts. They were on every magazine.
That's what I was going to say. That's another thing I remember is just how many magazines they were on. And if they weren't the main picture, they were on there somewhere.
For sure. You had an article that you could at least maybe see a picture of them. And that's why I got into them so much, because of the face paint. I wanted to see, hey, what design do they have in this picture? What do they look like?
Yeah,
what
some of their promos from the early 80s were like literally like just some fucking lines on their face. Their paint got way better as their career progressed. Yeah.
They had their house show paint, and they had their TV paint. What do you guys think about? Is the paint the only thing? I mean, is it anybody with paint gets over?
No.
Anybody with paint?
You can't point to that.
I mean, it seems like it though. I mean, who painted their face that wasn't super popular? I mean, I know you guys are gonna come up with fuck you talking about.
Who?
You better take it easy there. Doink. Doink was good. I like Doink.
No, but I mean, in your 80s,
Matt Bourne, second Matt Bourne reference. Go ahead.
But you go with the Road Warriors. You go with Demolition that had face paint. I'm just talking 80s, 90s, early 90s. Sting, Warrior.
I mean, they're Road Warrior ripoffs. Look at the Blade Runners, Demolition, Powers of Pain.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, these guys.
Warlord had the paint for a while. Barbarian.
All these guys
did paint, didn't he?
So all these guys you're talking about, though, they're all jacked. Like if you throw face paint on, just some guy that's like 230.
Well, right now you have those douchebags. Not the Shield, the Ascension. I mean,
haven't seen many Ascension matches.
But it's just their look. You look at it, it's terrible.
Fucking dreadful.
So you're right. I think part of the thing with what you were saying with Road Warriors is their build with the paint, with the entire package.
Yeah, and by the time you get to War Games around that time, then they had those leather vests with the spikes first.
Muda.
Those got stolen in Puerto Rico. Muda was fucking super.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, so like
Stolen in Puerto Rico for real.
in
That's awesome.
the 80s and mid 80s to early 90s, everyone that did have paint was pretty much someone that was gonna be big.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get the shoulder pads with the spikes and the fucking
Was that WWF's creation, the shoulder pads with the spikes?
Jesus, no.
How long before that were they doing the red ones? I had never seen the red ones on.
They had the
though.
black with the silver spikes in '87.
Yeah, red though was when they first came to WWF.
Yeah, they wanted to change their colors and soften them up. But fucking what a good color, red and black.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go wrong.
Well, and it fit being built out of Chicago. and,
Yes.
I mean, it was just kind of
It's just a great look. Just
And
no
it-
matter how you cut it.
And they incorporated more red in their face paint, I feel like.
A little more. They kind of fucked around with colors for a long time, but then it seemed, and this would be a better question for Animal to answer, but it seemed like he went red, white, black more.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. 'Cause I always loved when he did something different.
Can't believe he put black on his face.
Yeah, that's a shock. Who has the better face paint, Animal or Hawk?
Hawk. No, I'm sorry, Animal. Animal, in my opinion.
I liked Hawk. I liked the.
I like the Animal.
I like
The Joker look is what he called it.
Yeah, just the different angles and the. I like that. The
What
colors.
is that supposed to be? Like a machete or not a machete, but something sharp that comes off with the black?
Like a blade almost. Like
Yeah,
a,
yeah, yeah.
like some type of saw
Good
blade
call.
or something. I liked it though.
Yeah, my brother was always a big Hawk fan, and I was always a huge Animal fan.
Am I remembering this right? Did at one point Animal have like a mask that because his face was broken or something like
Yeah,
that?
we haven't talked about that. Yeah,
Is
he
that
broke his
true?
orbital bone. Yeah,
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was like, why the fuck do I remember that? It was like white, black.
it was like a
white-
Jason mask with the
Yeah.
spider web on it.
Spider
Oh,
web, that's what it
fucking
was.
sweet looking.
Yeah. It
So-
was. I remember this. Yeah, that was neat.
What's the story behind the spider and the spider web?
You know, I don't know.
Because he always had the spider in the middle of his.
Yeah,
Top middle.
it might have
forehead.
been in his book. I read it 3 times, but I don't remember talking about the spider. I think it was just something to add.
He should
different.
write another book. Recapping his last 20 years and his beliefs and thoughts. I bet that'd get interesting.
Man. I think
Fuck, today it'd sell.
So yeah, he's racist, is what right? I mean, that's what's going on here. I mean, this is what everybody's tiptoeing around. A big elephant in the room.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the white elephant in the room.
Yeah, because it's definitely not any other colors.
No, but yeah, there's a bunch of shit to. I didn't make any notes. I thought I'd just go from memory. I forgot about the mask thing. That was pretty sweet looking.
That's it. Stuck out in my memory was that mask.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who broke his orbital bone?
I think it was a kick from Warlord or Barbarian. They'd been going around the horn.
Those guys were huge too.
Those 4 great workers had injuries in their
Oh
matches.
my god! And you brought up face paint. Look at the early shit with with Sting and Warrior. When you talk about 2 fuckers that couldn't work.
Right.
Oh my god! Just
See, I remember
dreadful.
Sting as just a really good, decent technical wrestler. Was he not? Am I remembering this wrong?
Not early.
Not early on, huh?
Ew, no. Wrestling down in Memphis and in Mid-South, just dreadful.
Really?
The Blade Runners.
Well, that's unfortunate because I always remember him as a fucking really good wrestler.
You got better.
Well, yeah.
You got way better. Thank God for everybody.
Those matches were awful.
Oh, they're just dreadful.
Hey, let's do a press slam. Let's do another press slam.
Anybody down for a press slam?
On the clotheslines. What do you guys think about the idea that it sucked seeing them work against 2 giant guys, and it was awesome seeing them work against 2 smaller guys? Is that agreed?
Yeah, they looked better beating the shit out of smaller dudes, obviously.
Yeah.
Way better.
It just didn't seem as, I don't want to say it didn't seem as fun because that's not the right word, but I don't know. It wasn't the same. That's the best way I can phrase it.
No, you watch them work against Midnight Express or Tully and R, and it's a different match than watching them work.
Right.
The powers of pain. Oof.
So what version did you like better? The one with Sonny and Draws? or
We're not even getting there today.
did they put in? Wasn't there Heidenreich? Wasn't he in with the Warriors at one point in time?
Again,
Just fast
Which
forward
one do you like better?
20 years.
Let's forget the good part of their career. Let's go right to where they were superstars.
no, that's next week. When they're superstars,
When they really got big.
when they're WWF superstars.
Yes.
No.
Do you think either one of them were sleeping with Sonny?
Yes.
Really?
No, I have no basis to make that assumption. It's just I hope.
I think
I hope.
Laurinaitis has a little bit of Sonny in him.
At the same time.
Really?
That's another thing to talk about is how influential his brother is, who was by far the shittier of the two workers.
Tan all over, Jan all over.
Of course they were.
Isn't that the? Wasn't that
Yeah.
it? Tan all over, Jan all over. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
The Office.
The Office. So do you? Johnny Ace is one of the most influential people in wrestling now.
Wow.
Would have you thought that 20 years ago?
Fuck no.
If you would have, I mean, you would have thought it would have been Animal. That would have been a guy in the locker room that would be
I would at least thought he would be a trainer by now.
trainer or agent or something.
Especially all the babysitting he alleges to have done.
Well, don't you think if he could do it, his brother would get him the gig?
Yeah, I don't see how they see that as nepotism. Their fucking whole company's based on nepotism.
Yeah, I mean, he ended up marrying he married the Mama Bella.
Could you imagine having to deal with that family?
Ooh.
Fuck that. Meanwhile, Laurinaitis produces a fucking NFL linebacker. Oh, I know.
Oh, that is. I wish I'd have never seen that. I just looked at. I saw a picture of what.
Let me see.
He just showed me, for everybody listening, a picture of Demolition
Clearly got ripped off by the road.
doing a shoot interview. Doing a shoot interview on their paint, and it does not look
They probably got an extra $30 to get painted up for that.
Now, Animal still wears it around. He looks fine.
Does he?
Yeah. He looks good. He still does the whole deal, the whole spider, everything. Fucker's been doing it forever.
The spider's white now, though.
Now, and since we're pretty much at the end of our episode on the Road Warriors, this is where everybody kind of sees them falling off, and then everybody else got the, what would you call it, cartoon version of the Road Warriors. But after 89, when they go to WWF, when they jump to WWF in 90,
See, they
people
were still
are like,
they were still, but in my eyes as a kid, they were still badass.
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But once they went back to WCW after that first run in WWF, it was over.
Yeah, a lot of people see it as being over when they get to WWF in 90.
But they held the belts.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, like, it wasn't like they got shit on and they had their characters changed big time. And
No.
Vince and those
Rocco.
guys didn't fuck with them.
Rocco,
What was it?
Jeez.
Oh, what
The
was
dummy.
that? Yeah.
the ventriloquist dummy.
That Ellering, didn't he carry him around with him or
What
something?
they said sent Hawk over the edge. We'll get to that next week. But this is where they say it dies. Many say it dies, and the mystique starts to wear off when they go to WWF and they switch to all the red, and they team with the Ultimate Warrior and all that shit, which we'll get to next week.
Tio, you're just crazy if you think his paint was better than Animal's. I'm just saying, like Animal's paint.
I have to agree.
Way better.
So-
obviously.
Way better.
So, last thought. Do you think, so let's say, what would this have been, summer of 90 when they left
Right.
WCW? Let's say Jim Hurt isn't in the picture. Do you think they stay?
I don't know. I mean, they have to get somebody else to run the fucking company.
I mean, I don't know.
You can essentially blame Ted Turner.
Yeah.
I mean, they did the spike in the eye with Dusty, got Dusty fired. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of shit went down, and they take off and say, fuck this.
Can I ask you a question? I just found something online. I was just looking at different Road Warriors face paint, and it comes up.
The Batman face paint.
Nope. It comes up Road Warrior Animal and Power Warrior.
That is
Suki Sasaki.
Green?
Yeah.
Okay. When was that?
That's Road Warrior Hawk. Should be.
This says Road Warrior. This is Animal with him. I'm looking at it right here.
Yeah, Animal teamed with him recently. Not within the last 10 years, I think.
Yeah, they were the Hell. I thought they were the Hell Warriors.
I don't remember. One of them was the Hell Raisers, and the other was the Hell
Hell
Warriors.
Raisers. Hell Raisers. That's right.
God,
Yeah.
Who's the real Warrior fan here? Go ahead.
I don't have it written down. Sorry, Ace.
Should memorize it.
Ace. Johnny. Ace.
Johnny. Yeah, we kind of glimpsed it. We'll get T.O. into this fucking thing next week. Don't worry, because that's when he's going to be able to go off.
So on Hawk, when did Hawk change to the two different colored spiral-ish over the eye? Because he didn't usually. Before they had similar designs of face paint.
He'd been doing it since '84.
Okay.
Yeah, look at this one. This is weird because he has briefs on and no pants, and then he's got fuck, that doesn't even look like him.
It's because it's not him.
Well, there you go.
That's
Who is that?
Heidenreich, I think.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, totally doesn't even look like him.
Definitely not him.
Definitely not.
Thank God.
I wonder if they have the most for a tag team. Blah 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 blah. For a tag team, I'm sure they do, but you got to believe Hogan, Warrior, Sting.
Something's going on in our studio here.
It's my phone.
Oh, he's ringing. Go ahead.
I was doing a remix. Road Warriors number of
Rip-offs?
no covers, because the magazine covers. I'm just going through here. They're on all of them.
I think
wonder,
Hogan had him beat.
Flair probably right there with
Right in
him.
there.
Sting probably ish.
See, I stopped buying magazines in '92.
But remember though, there was 3 or 4 at that time.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it was, you'd go to the shop, and we've talked about it, you go to the market or the grocery store, and your parents would grocery shop, and you'd play a game of Russian roulette, you'd get kidnapped by a pedophile, or you'd get to read your wrestling magazines.
Yeah, it's funny. Not a lot of pedophiles hung out at our supermarket. Why is that?
I don't know. I never met one.
Me neither. You sure about that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay. I don't know what supermarkets you guys were hanging out at. The one that I went to, I didn't never see a single pedophile.
Really?
Yeah. Gosh, I just got.
They
hung
eat
out,
too.
Stuck my 50 cents in there and got my cool stickers out of the machine, and I was the fuck out of there.
Oh, you didn't go to the magazine rack.
Yeah, but I could never afford to buy them.
All
So
right.
of course I did the whole read them until hey sir, you're gonna put that down. All right.
They never did that to me once.
Me either.
For real?
Never.
Oh, man,
I could go in and look through a whole wrestling magazine, not have to buy it, and I was good.
No, man, they used to fuck with me constantly at Shop and Save. I used to go to
Really?
Shop and Save. Yeah, Shop and Save. It was a couple blocks from my house, and they had just like 3 different wrestling magazines or whatever they had right there on the rack, and yeah, I maybe could get through half of one, and I'm putting it up to check the other one out before they're coming over. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, they're actually asking the question on here, who's the better tag team, the Dudleys or the Road Warriors?
Yeah, that's the
Road
dumbest
Warriors.
question ever. Oh, I'll give you this one though. Who do you think the better worker was? Who did you enjoy watching more? Animal or Hawk?
Hawk.
Really?
I just
I'd
thought
say-
Hawk was a
I'd say
vicious
Animal.
badass.
Yeah, I'd say Animal too.
I have to say Animal.
Who
And
took
he-
the hot tag more often?
Animal.
So he was a cleanup guy.
He was power guy.
Yeah.
Hawk flew. Hawk could do the deal. Hawk also had a run with Ric Flair. Couple matches. I mean, Animal had one, but
Just skipping ahead, just because you're, and I'm not. I know we'll talk about it more next week, but this is probably the last memory I have of the Road Warriors, is when they did the drunk angle in the Attitude Era.
of course you're going
Oh,
to talk
yeah.
about it. We're not going to talk about it this week.
No, but
yeah.
I just want to say, like, as a fan, as someone that loved him like you did that piss you off?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Oh, you should have seen him live at that time when Hawk was wearing a T-shirt and
would stumble out,
oh, it was fucking dreadful. Just absolutely awful to watch.
and that's one of the things I wonder if McMahon pushed that because they weren't WWF guys really.
I say Hawk was into it. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any fucking sense to
I
me.
heard they didn't play the part. They just went and got smashed and did it for real. Fuck it.
Knowing Hawk. At least the stories now.
Yeah.
But so, what,
is it game time?
you say Hawk is you like Hawk better as the worker.
I liked him flying off the top, the clothesline. For me, I thought his look was better. I liked him better out of the two. And most people won't say that.
He was built like a thick Undertaker.
Yeah, Animal always looked like a football player to me. Looked like
Yeah.
more of an athlete.
Like a linebacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's what he was.
Yep.
But
Agreed.
okay, we'll get back into the '90s WWF and the aftermath
The
of that shit.
train wreck of the.
A drunk angle and all that
WCW
horse
run.
shit next week. Oh god, can't wait to go through that. But now it's game time.
Game time. All right.
It's back to name that tune.
It is. So, all right, just to recap some rules. You don't have to answer in Jeopardy format. So there are going to be...
Yeah, Eric, so shut the fuck up.
Hey, I got to win any way I can, okay? Including disqualification.
So
Anyway, I can.
there are going to be 3 categories. You got 1980s NWA, 1990s WCW, 2000s WWF.
Hey.
Whoa.
So there are 1 to 500 pointers, and then there is a 1,000 pointer question, but there will not be a category given with that one. So
Take
if
it at
you
whatever
pick
it is.
if you pick it, it's
Wait, we got to check. T.O., are you ready?
Yeah, I wasn't
You
listening.
didn't let me finish. Are you ready to get beat?
You got
Yeah,
your
okay,
Okay,
Shazam
I was
out.
just checking.
okay. Each person's gonna have Each person's gonna have the chance to answer 5 of these. 15 seconds of each song will play. No replays.
YouTube, it was nice knowing you.
Yeah. Eric's gonna go first.
Oh, great.
Tim's second. Corey is third.
Tim, you can get the steal from me.
All right. So
I'm third. How the fuck's that work?
it was completely random this
Sure
time.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you just fucking destroy the competition the first time.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
So there are 2 daily doubles. There are two tag-on bonus questions. And
Can we put on a bet that T.O. doesn't get either daily double? And none of these answers are Harlem Heat. Can I put down both those? And can we get an over-under on these?
all right.
Sure,
all right,
you guys
all
are
right,
cheating.
Over under.
All right. One last thing.
Okay.
There's also one what
West side of the table.
Ridiculous.
There's also one what I call mega steal if we get to it. So basically, what's going to happen is
Wonder who will get that.
whoever picks it, if you don't get it after the 15 seconds, I'm just going to let it keep playing, and then the first one to answer.
Since Corey's so confident, if he misses one today, we just get to kick him square in the dick.
Don't get mad at me, man.
All in favor? Aye.
I
All
am.
opposed?
Yeah.
Hey.
Mr. fucking Cocksure
Okay,
over there.
okay. So let's get this rolling. Eric, you got to go first.
Let's hear it.
You got to pick a category.
Fucking Jesus. Pay attention.
What is
Let's
soap?
do 2000s W. Yeah. No shit. Right.
All right.
Harlem Heat.
It's not a category.
Are you sure?
It's not a category.
Okay, 2000s
I know that.
WWF. WWE.
The Rapist for 300.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rapist.
Let me get
Patrick Kane?
let's go 300. Fuck it.
2000s WWF 300.
Yep.
Well, you just got a daily double.
Imagine that.
So you can do up to 500 since obviously you don't have any points.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Let's do it all.
Yeah. What?
All right.
Wager all of nothing.
Don't forget you're on mute over there.
I am.
Not you.
I was breathing heavy into the mic to see if you want to
All
pick
right.
it
wish
up.
you were on mute.
Ready?
Let's go.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic.
Fuck. I remember that song too, but I do not remember whose it is. Shit.
10 seconds.
10.
God
You
damn.
get 15 seconds to answer once it's
Christian.
finished playing.
I don't know.
No. Tim.
John Cena.
John Cena.
Thugonomics.
Yep.
Does he get the whole 500 for that?
He gets
I
500.
do.
Yeah. No, I'm negative
Christ.
5 though, right?
Playing,
No, we're not taking points
playing
away.
from behind. Playing from behind.
Don't worry.
Let's
All
go
right.
2000 or the 2000s WWF for the whatever the most is.
500?
Yep, that's fine.
All right.
Put a dagger in your throat now, boy.
So, okay, so here, this is the mega steal.
Boom.
So what's going to happen is,
Dumb shit. That doesn't mean you can steal your own fucking win.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna,
God
I'm
damn.
gonna
Alright.
miss it, then steal it and get
Hold-
it all.
hang
Did you
on.
vote for in the last
hang on,
election?
hang on. All right. So 15 seconds is going to play. If you don't know it, and after the 15 seconds, I'm going to keep playing it. Anyone can answer it at any point, but you only get one chance to answer. If you get it wrong, you don't get a chance to answer again.
Hit
So-
the music.
All right there, Rick Rude.
That's right. God, the look on Owen's face, if you could just fucking
All right,
see it.
here we go. Ready?
I wonder it's the mega steal. When's he have to answer this fucking thing?
All right, 15 seconds.
Now keep it going, and then whoever answers it gets it right.
So you don't have a guess right now?
Not right now.
All right. Anybody can answer.
At any time,
At any time.
he can guess.
Anybody can.
Chris Masters.
Nope. Okay, that was your one guess.
Ooh, that hurts. Let this bitch play out. Any guesses at home?
We've mentioned his name today, haven't we?
I'm not saying anything else.
Christian.
No.
Benoit.
No.
So what?
The Rock.
It's Rock's Hollywood theme whenever he came back in 03.
How'd you
Yeah, I
not
would
know
not
that?
have known that.
So did I lose points for that or not?
No, you just don't get any.
I'm still at 500, nothing.
What's the 80s NWA? Right?
Yeah, 1 to 500, or you got that 1,000 that you don't get a clue or category for. You can always pick that one if you want to.
Fuck, is it going to be like that? No, I'll do it. Whatever.
You're gonna do 1,000?
Yep.
All right. Hang on a second. I get up.
See you, T.O. About to go down by double the score, boy. What are you going to do about it?
Can't wait till you miss this.
You can't, yeah. That was my Jim Cromer answer for the day.
Huh? What?
All right, ready?
No, oh, fuck, I'm always ready.
Really?
Up. Ads.
Play the ad. Fuck it, man. I'll get the ad right, too. J.B. Pritzker.
We'd like to thank our sponsor of today's show. Just joking.
No, don't play that. Hello.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Corey doesn't know.
Is that Junkyard Dogs WCW theme?
Nope.
Fuck, I have no idea.
Oz.
Elegante.
That's what I was going to say, but
Right?
you didn't let it
That's
get
same
back.
wrestler, same wrestler. Elegante.
So I should
You're
at
gonna
least
steal
get a
that
quarter of that.
He figures if I don't know it, that nobody else is going to know.
Yeah,
is
sorry.
the point.
I forgot to mention with the 1,000, if you picked it, there isn't a chance to steal. That was
okay.
my fault. That's why I answered it.
Oz was Elegante, right?
I was going
No,
to
Oz was Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
Oh.
How
What
did
was the
they
other-
Welcome to Oz.
How did they rip away Another One Bites the Dust in the background of that?
Oh, that's why they can't play anybody's fucking music anymore because they copied so many
Jeez.
songs. Go ahead,
All right.
pick your category, Eric.
Let me get 2000s WWF for 400.
400.
These are fucking way harder this week. This is
We didn't watch at this point in time.
Here we go.
true.
$15 seconds.
I have no idea. Nope. Go ahead. Pass. Steal it.
Do I lose points if I
No.
no? I'm gonna go with DiBiase's son.
No.
Ted
Oh,
DiBiase.
Christian?
No.
Who is it?
The world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Jesus Christ.
That was an awful song.
All right.
So what?
No wonder nobody was fucking watching at this point.
Right.
So it's 80s and NWA.
So we got 80s NWA, all of them are available. 90s WCW, all of them are available. 2000s WWF, you have 100 and 200 left.
do 90s WCW for 200.
Not as easy as you think.
I know, that's why I'm
Nine.
going cheap.
90s WCW.
Alex
for
right.
200.
Watch
All right.
that BS.
Here we go.
Wonder
Here we go.
Kid.
Ready?
The fact that you're even looking like you know, I have no
No
fucking
clue. Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Good guess.
Well played.
There was a little bit of his
Yeah.
sound from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only reason.
NWA 500.
All right.
Somebody's gonna win.
Looking like it. What do you got? 700?
Yep.
You
All
score?
right.
Have you scored yet?
0.
All right.
Well,
Big
we go.
fat 0.
same here.
NWA 500. Here we go.
idea. My guess is 80s NWA. Sid Vicious.
No.
Dusty Rhodes.
No.
Oh, I will go with oh gosh, I'm trying to think of his name.
Do it
Not
today.
no.
5 seconds.
Fuck. Is that your
Magnum.
final answer?
Not Magnum T. I'm gonna say Magnum TA, but I'm thinking of the other guy.
Nope.
Go.
And I bet the other guy is who you're trying to come up with. Tully Blanchard.
Yes.
Oh, bullshit.
No, it was. I was one of those guys.
Here we go. Eric, pick your category. Good God.
That was great.
What
I
is
think it's your turn,
Tully
isn't it?
Blanchard?
What?
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Let's go 90s WCW for 300.
90s WCW for 300.
Big dog.
Here we go.
Double A. Arn.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Oh shit.
10 seconds.
Craig Pitball Pittman.
No.
Dean Malenko.
Correct.
damn it.
What'd I get?
300.
That was also WCW Saturday Night Music shit when they would play outros and
was.
intros. That's fucking great. God, what a generic
All
fucker.
right.
I'll do 2000s WWF for whatever's left.
100 and 200.
200.
Ooh.
It's playing it conservative.
Fuck. Wait, it's La Resistance. Oh, well. Hey, it's gettable.
Oh,
Mike
ad.
I didn't get to hear all of
Madigan. He
it.
spent decades keeping Illinois property
You know
taxes
this.
high.
No, I don't. I swear.
Hang on. JB Pritzker.
That's right. We're in Illinois, folks. These are the ads we get every fucking day for every video is for our governor.
Rob Van Dam?
Correct.
Damn.
Who was that? Nothing else helped me. I was just trying to.
I know until that last part came, but I got it before that.
All right.
I like that music.
Oh.
What's available?
You got everything NWA 1 to 400, 90s WCW for 100, 400, and 500, and then 2000s WWF for 100.
What's the score? 900 to what score you have? 3?
Yep.
90s WCW for 500. I'm gonna fucking miss this like a champ. He's gonna play some super lost shit.
Ready?
Sure.
Was this a porn from the 90s or WCW?
It does sound similar. Literally don't even have a guess.
No guess?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. The guitar sounded a little bit
Dude.
at the end.
Bro.
10 seconds.
Okay, hold on here. I'll just say Benoit.
Nope. We're giving Kevin Nash a lot of love today. Vinny Vegas.
Oh. Vinny Vegas.
Talk about
that's-
just the dead zone.
That just that was nothing
That was
but
Duke the Dumpster Drosey's
that
music.
was
How'd you not
nothing.
know?
That just said Vegas. I mean,
Good.
that nothing about
Eric,
that says
please
Vegas. Like that
bring a
song.
fucking end to this shitty music and pick something we all know.
Give me the last one. Did you say there was one more for?
WWF. there's
Yeah,
one
let me get that one.
This
All
better
right.
be
It's
good.
100.
All right,
with us.
so for 100, so there's actually a tag-on bonus question as well. So I'm
Ooh,
gonna
nice.
play the.
So you get an extra 100 for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all
Hey.
bonuses are just an extra 100. So name the theme, and then I'll do the second question
All right, let's hear it.
after. Ready?
nothing, man. That's
You got to get the actual theme to guess the bonus question. So nothing.
nothing. No.
Wow.
Legacy.
No. Wow. I thought this would be an easy one because it's 100.
Just before.
No,
this is
no,
Before
help,
I walk
dickwad.
alone, I'd say it's
He
Batista.
said no, dickwad.
I'd say it's Batista.
I will accept that answer.
No. God damn it! It's
I will accept that answer.
Thanks, Tim. Now I'm gonna get the bonus question.
So, the bonus question is, what band played?
Motorhead.
Correct. 200 for Corey.
But it wasn't Batista. It was the group.
Well, no, Batista came out to it individually also.
Hi.
So what was the group's name?
Evolution.
Evolution.
Legacy.
Same
What, do you think it was fucking
thing.
still Legacy or something?
Why? It's Batista, Triple H, Orton, and Flair, right?
Yeah.
Was
That ain't Legacy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I knew the
Oh, all right.
difference.
You just said the wrong fucking answer? Hey,
No,
wait.
I
All right.
Batista.
All right, we got, so it's Tim's turn. We got NWA 1 to 400 left, and then 90s WCW.
No, that was just his turn.
No,
wasn't it?
that was mine.
Eric's.
Fuck.
90s or
And we got 90s WCW for 100 left.
90s.
Oh, no, sorry. 90s WCW for 100 and 400.
I'll do 400, just so Corey can't get it.
Well, he'll get it if you miss it.
Yeah, but still.
All right, here we go.
My headphones aren't on.
I haven't heard half. Oh, man, this is so easy. I know the music. I can't tell you who the fuck came out to it.
I'm going to say
5 seconds.
Rick Rude. Fuck, it's not him.
Nope.
I don't know.
I can't think of who. I know the music, but I'll take a guess and say Steve Austin.
Correct.
Jesus.
How much did I get for that?
400.
Let's die.
I also would have accepted them.
Tim's pissed.
I also would have accepted the Hollywood Blondes as a tag team.
Yeah. God, I'm so good at this sometimes.
That song screams Hollywood.
What's available?
80s NWA 1 to 400, 90s WCW 100.
Give me yeah, I want to leave those two for them. Give me the NWA for 200.
NWA 200. Let's do it.
Fuck, man. That's not the daily double?
Nope.
Fuck.
I can't get over WCW having such bad music.
No, you can't. A lot of guitar.
Here we go. Oh, come on. There you go.
Doom. Teddy Long.
Correct. 200.
Now, wait a minute.
Fucking machine.
That was
Corey.
Doom's song?
Yep. It was
That was Doom's song.
it was Doom before it was Ron Simmons individually.
Wow. Dance on your way to the ring.
I also would have accepted Ron Simmons by itself, but Doom is what I was going for. Okay.
100.
Which one?
Did Ron Simmons have a go-go dancer theme for a while?
The 90s.
90s WCW
yes,
for 100?
Yes.
Alrighty.
That's good shit,
Gotta
T.O.
find it. Here we go.
It was a cruiserweight.
Guerrero.
Incorrect.
Go with Rey Mysterio. Go with Rey Mysterio.
10 seconds.
I'll go with Mysterio because he says so. It was a
No.
cruiserweight. It
No.
started,
No.
He'd start the show.
No.
No?
Incorrect.
No?
I can see it, but I can't name who is it.
Jushin Thunder Liger.
No. No guesses?
I can't even think of anybody it would be.
It's Luger.
Fuck. That's right. It is Luger.
God, that's awful. What's left?
All right, we got NWA 100, 300, 400.
I'll do 300.
Daily double.
100.
All right. So you can wager up to I've got 900. You
Can I lose it? Do I lose all of it if I wager it?
No.
No.
Should.
I'll bet 900.
We're not losing money.
I'll bet all of it.
We're
then.
gonna bet all of it.
I'm gonna do 900 if I can't lose it.
We're not losing anything until Final Jeopardy. That's where you have to lose points.
Okay, 900.
But
900
but the catch is, if you miss it and Corey gets it, he gets the 900.
That's fine.
So that's the strategy.
That's fine.
All right. Here we go. Ready?
That was a bad decision on my part.
Wait. Somebody came out to this?
Fucking song is that?
I know the song, but I didn't know anybody came out to it.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, I mean, we'll say it. It's Rocket by Def Leppard.
Okay, Rocket by Def Leppard. That puts us in the mid 80s.
How much
I'm gonna
time
go
do you get?
with
5 seconds.
We'll go with
2,
Magnum
1.
PT.
Magnum PTA?
Incorrect.
It's what's the category?
80s NWA.
Oh shit, Brian Pillman.
Correct.
Nice.
The fuck out of here.
900 for Corey.
That puts me at 2,000. How's it going over there, T.O.?
Still got 900, man.
That was good.
Yeah,
All right, just checking. What's the categories?
All right, we still got NWA 100 and 400, and wait, hang on.
I just did 400, didn't I?
That was 300.
Well, it sucked.
Oh yeah, so you're okay. So yeah, you're the last one. So NWA 100 or 400.
400.
All right,
Why not? Why not pad that lead?
here we go.
Eric still has 0 from last week.
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes.
Correct.
Sting, yeah. Oh, okay.
All right,
I'll be damned. I have the exact set. Never mind.
all right. So before Final Jeopardy, I'm gonna play this last one that we didn't get to. Whoever says it first gets the 100 points. Ready?
Let's hear it.
Fabulous Freebirds, Bad Street.
Correct. Another 100 for
Let's
Corey.
keep playing it, though.
I'm going to.
Michael Hayes has got those bangs flopping right now.
Did you score any points?
None. 0. Fucking scored none.
All
Can
right.
he play in this last?
Not in
Not
Final
in Final
Jeopardy.
You can
Jeopardy.
bet in Final Jeopardy. You can
Not
at
with,
least.
not with no points.
He doesn't
What?
have any points.
Yeah, you
Bet
can't
0.
can't
Bet
bet
prize.
Okay.
Just bet some
Prime
prize.
Tell you what. If these guys are okay with it, I will gift you 300 so you can participate.
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Are you taking 150 from him and 150 from him, though?
No.
Oh.
What kind of game is that?
I just made
How
this
many you
up.
have, Corey?
Is this socialism?
How many points do you have?
2,500.
Okay, so I
This is
can
Bernie Sanders around.
Okay.
I can
All
try
right.
to catch you here.
So Final Jeopardy is going to be divided up into 3 different themes, but they're all pay-per-view themes. These aren't wrestler themes. I will give you a category. You'll make your wager, and then I'll play it. So the first one is going to be 90s WWF.
Okay.
So we have to put our bet.
Yep. Place your bets.
How many points does he have?
Tim? 900.
He should know.
How many points does he have?
It's 900.
900. Okay.
90s WWF.
You gonna put 300 down for yours?
Tell me when you guys are done, and then I'll start playing it.
I'm ready.
Everybody good?
Better save 100 for each one.
Fuck. Ow.
Could risk it all.
Yeah, maybe.
Good?
Good.
Good?
We're good.
All right, here we go.
Do we have to give the year?
No, you do not. Yeah, I forgot to specify. You don't have to give the exact year.
What was that, WWF?
90s WWF.
You sure that wasn't used for more than one pay-per-view?
It was.
That's why I'm saying you don't have to specify which one.
Well, but I mean, can you say which events too?
No, just the damn thing.
Survivor Series.
I'll be damned.
Harlem Heat.
Yeah, right.
All right. Tell me when you guys are done.
Okay, we have our answers over here. Corey, what'd you put?
Hold on. You good?
We're
Good.
good, locked in.
Okay, Eric's gonna go first. What'd you have?
Survivor Series.
Incorrect. How much did you wager?
200 points.
200.
All right.
I put SummerSlam.
Incorrect.
Awesome.
What'd you wager?
900.
Oh,
That's what I had first.
So
What'd you change it to? When
Royal Rumble.
incorrect.
It's WrestleMania.
It's Mania.
Jesus.
What'd you wager?
It's Mania 97 or Mania 91. 700. So fucking game's over. Or is it just me and Eric?
It's just you and Eric.
Eric's got 100 left.
Hey, man, I'll give you 50.
No, I'm good.
All right,
Great
fine.
week, guys.
No. You gotta stay.
Just giving up.
Come on.
Pussy.
All right. Next one. I'm only gonna say. So because there are so few pay-per-views in the 80s, I'm not gonna tell you which one, like WWF or WCW. So I'm just gonna say 1980s.
Okay.
So you're probably gonna wager 100.
Maybe.
or 50.
Maybe.
Or what?
Play it.
Did you wager?
I did.
Good.
Yep.
I took out a loan.
All right.
1,200.
Here we go.
Is this a pay-per-view?
Pay-per-view.
Fuck, man. These are hard when you're
Yeah,
not
they
watching
are.
the show.
That one was familiar to me. I put my answer down.
I'm just curious.
ready.
What did you write?
I put 1,200 down. And
I read your
That's
answer.
your answer? My answer's 1200.
Starcade.
Starcade.
Incorrect.
74.
99 points. Dash at the beach.
Incorrect.
SummerSlam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric still got one left.
I thought you said WCW.
No, I didn't say anything. I just said 1980s.
Oh, I thought you said.
What did you wager?
900, so I'm up to 2,700.
Okay, well, I was under the wrong impression, so I still have
All
my
right.
1,200.
All right, last one.
And I would have guessed SummerSlam if I knew it was a WWF 80s.
Last one.
So actually, I have 2,400.
90s WCW is the last one.
Okay, I'm gonna bet all of it 2,400. I'm coming at you, Corey.
Row.
You guys ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
Keep in mind, I have 2,400 from the bank.
What bank?
The bank. I just
Okay.
The Bank of T.O.
got it. Fall Brawl.
No.
That wasn't Fall Brawl. That's the most fall song I've ever heard. Just sounds like you're ready for fall time.
Eric.
In your house.
this is 90s WCW.
Oh, 90s WCW? Well, yeah, you didn't say that.
That's
so.
the most fall song I've ever heard. Slamboree?
That is correct.
Yeah.
What'd you wager?
2,000, so I'm
Fuck,
like
second
47.
week in a row, Corey kicked the shit out of us.
We have a.
You didn't get one right again. did you? I think you're 0 for 3.
Oh, more than that. I think I missed every one
No, I
today.
just been
so-
3 weeks. You haven't got one right. 0
Yeah.
for 3. I'm not going into.
Wait, we
That
did
is-
Harlem Heat. No, I mean, wait, hold the fucking phone here, T.O. I believe I got Harlem Heat right.
All right. I have to use the bathroom. Everybody,
I got it.
Pleasure.
Fall
The
Brawl.
pleasure this week.
Oh, that's the best shit ever. Oh, all right.
That's the most fall song.
We gotta get out of here. We've been in here for like a fucking hour and a half. If you hung with us to name that tune, you're the fucking best.
Yeah, you're the
Thank
real
you.
hero here.
Yeah, you're the real hero. Thanks to Alex for doing Name That Tune. We'll be back with more Road Warriors bullshit. Then it gets interesting. T.O. will be on his fucking mark next week. I can guarantee it. For Alex, for Eric, for T.O., for the absent Big Easy. I always want to say Everett. It's Big Easy. We'll talk to you next week.
We will. guy says in the chat he has a 45 record of Bad Street USA.
Fuck yeah. We stayed on through that whole thing? I bet we stayed live. And
Yeah,
then
we
they-
were
and then
we
they
were
cut
live
it.
through the whole deal.
Now we gotta stop it. You know how to stop it?
It's the most.
Oh, that's fall brawl.
Oh.
He said it with such fucking gut.